Well, today marks the 20th day of the government shutdown, one of the major issues affecting national parks.
23 ABC's Eliza Navarro has more on what this means for parks and how they're being impacted.
That's right. With national parks relying on federal money to be maintained, the government shutdown is affecting not only the staff who work, but the park itself.
It's as much about managing a park as is about managing a city or an urban area within the wilderness. And this shutdown is really highlighting these hot spots.
For the last 20 days, the government has been in the middle of a partial shutdown, affecting people who rely on federal money as their income, like park employees.
In Yosemite here last week, volunteers with claws picking up trash and filling that gap. But there's a limit to what volunteers can do.
Jeffrey Jenkins is a professor at UC Merced and teaches about public lands and protected areas. And he says not having employees manage the park is causing greater damage in the long run.
The impacts going forward may not be linear. They may be exponential. If you close a park for a month, then you're likely going to have effects for 2 or 3 months after that, just because people need to make up for lost time with different projects.
Around the state, the shutdown is having varying effects on parks. Some are fully shut down, but others aren't. While some are shut down for safety reasons, Jenkins says that's not stopping some visitors.
So now we see people taking more risks, going places that are not part of that guided trail system or roads or backcountry wilderness.
And that's having a direct impact on the parks. According to the National Park Service, some parks have been found with massive amounts of trash, and in some instances, people are off-roading in areas that would normally be restricted. Jenkins says the shutdown will give people insight about what to expect if this continues.
I would hope that the shutdown ends as early as possible today. I would hope. It doesn't seem like that's going to be happening. So that said, they offer us some insight into what could befall the parks if long term they still are impacted by budget deficits and deferred maintenance backlogs.
Now, not all parks have been completely closed. The National Park Service had announced that the Joshua Tree National Park was going to close today, but yesterday they announced that the park will remain open and that recreation fee funds will be used to have sanitation staff around to help keep the landscape clean. In studio, Eliza Navarro, 23 ABC.